at these seats. Hello and welcome to another Automotive Affairs review. And our test subject today is the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. What's it like? Well, let's find out. First up, let's discuss styling. Well, the Crosstrek has been in the market for about a decade now. I was never a big fan of the way it looked. I don't think it was an unattractive vehicle, but just nothing that got my attention. I will say this 2024 model looks better than ever. Nice new taillight design. We just saw the new headlights. It's a much more handsome looking vehicle than it used to be. Previously it looked like it was cobbled together out of several different cars, and even though it still shares the Impreza platform, it's beginning to have much more of its personality now. So, plus points for Subaru's styling department. Open the door, step inside, and wow, look at these seats. They look fantastic. The trimming is wonderful. Like the two-tone color, and the quality of the fit and finish on pretty much everything is really quite impressive. Sure, there are some cheapish plastics, but that's to be expected. But overall, now you look at things like the window switches, the steering, the gear shifter, and the infotainment screen, and we'll talk more about that in a second. The quality is very good. Ignore the shopping bag. I just want to show you that the rear seat legroom is actually really good for a car of this class. This is almost mid-size premium sedan legroom. That's quite impressive. Nice dials. I like the fact that there are proper analog dials with some digital information. But then look at the infotainment screen in the center. This is really impressive. Such a large tablet sitting portrait style, very much like in a Tesla. It's very responsive and has lots of information. So for instance, telling me the weather, drive modes. I can cycle through to some vehicle information, and even what radio station I'm listening to. This is quite impressive. Good job, Subaru. Open the trunk, and yeah, it's a decent size trunk. Maybe the lift height is a bit higher. It won't suit everybody, but then you can probably buy a Impreza hatchback which would have a lower height. Let's take a look under the bonnet. The 2024 Crosstrek is available with two engines. There's a 2-liter flat 4 that's good for 152 horsepower, or like in this Onyx trim, a 2.5-liter flat 4 good for 182 horsepower. Now it's mated to a CVT automatic with power going to all wheels. Okay, so what's this like to drive? Let's start with the positives, shall we? First off, this vehicle rides extremely well. I can't remember the last time I drove a vehicle that could iron out the bumps as well as this, especially in this class at this price point. this thing just glides over road imperfections like it's a hovercraft. Subaru, their traditional customer base have typically been farmers, at least that's what it used to be. And you know, farmers, they live off tarmac, they're on dirt roads, they're on gravel roads. So Subaru somehow worked out suspension system that could provide a smooth and comfortable ride even when the roads are very imperfect. And it shows. Like, this thing is so smooth, it's relaxing, it brings your heartbeat down. Drawbacks, okay, when you have a very comfortable ride, you also have not the sharpest handling. It rolls a bit, it rolls quite a bit in fact. So the first time I got in it, started driving, it felt like it had suspension made out of marshmallows. And that took a little getting used to. It had been a number of years since I had last driven a Crosstrek, so I had forgotten how wallowy it is. But hey, you spend some time with it, you get used to it, and it's the kind of use that is actually welcome, because then the comfort is like, yeah, that's really good for everyday driving. You don't need a hard and fast supercar for daily use. This is perfect for daily use. So if you're looking for a everyday vehicle that is also exciting to drive, well, Subaru has that in the form of the WRX, but this isn't it. I do really wish Subaru would offer a Crosstrek with the WRX engine. Can you imagine what this would be like then? I think it would really transform it. Subaru, I don't want you to abandon the current engines. I just want you to add another one. And I think that would really make this into a much more appealing vehicle, at least for people like me. Performance. Okay, so I haven't done my own 0 to 100 testing on this vehicle. Didn't get the chance to do that, but I did look up a few reviews, magazines that have done instrumented testing on this vehicle, and it seems that the number that's most commonly seen is a 0 to 100 km/h time of about 8.5 seconds. That's not very quick. It's not hopelessly slow, but there are a lot of much quicker vehicles on our roads today. So I wish it had more grunt. I wish it had a turbo. Subaru used to offer you this vehicle with either a manual gearbox or the CVT automatic. Unfortunately, no more manual. So you're stuck with the CVT. And like most CVTs, when you put your foot down, it drones. It's not extremely pleasant. Now, they do give you paddle shifters. If you shift it into manual and you use the paddle shifts, simulated gear shifts, but could have a bit more fun. But after 5 or so seconds, you just give up and put it back into D and accept that this is just a daily driver. It's not pretending to be a sporty vehicle. It's the A to B style vehicle, and it's not bad at that role. Definitely, I think most households these days at least have 2 cars, and I say you can have a vehicle like this as your daily, have something with some performance for the weekends, something fun to drive. Now that fun to drive could be a cruiser, a convertible, a supercar, whatever. But yeah, have a different car for occasions. This will slog through every single day. And on top of that, being a Subaru with symmetrical all-wheel drive, I have driven Subarus in winter, and this all-wheel drive system, the chassis, the suspension setup, it all goes hand in hand in giving you a very secure feel. Let's talk fuel economy. Well, I haven't completed my 300 kilometer test cycle yet, but I have a feeling it'll average right around 9.5 liters per 100k if we do 180 kilometers on the highway and 120 in the city. Right now I'm at about 200 kilometers covered, with most of it on the highway, and it's sitting at around 8.2. So I think realistically combined 9.5 is what realistically most people will see. Not bad, not the greatest, but not bad. Pricing, well, the Crosstrek starts from around just over $31,000 in Canada. This Onyx edition prices starts at around $36,500. Decent value for money, not the greatest, but cars are no longer cheap, so shouldn't be too surprised. So what's the verdict? Well, this is easily the best Crosstrek I have ever driven. It looks much better than before, has a very nice interior, great ride quality, decent fuel economy. It ticks all the boxes. Is it the best in its category? Well, that's a tough one. I wish Subaru offered a turbocharged engine option with this vehicle, just like Mazda does with the CX-30, because you can get one of those with a naturally aspirated engine or a turbo engine. If this had a turbo, this would be a real contender. Without a turbo, it's still a good vehicle, but probably not the best for those who are driving enthusiasts. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something about this vehicle. And if you did, enjoyed the video and learned something about the vehicle, please give us a like. Please subscribe to our channel. It helps us out tremendously. And I really appreciate if you go even a step further and tell your friends about us. Share the video. We have well over 200 videos on our channel. Look through some. I'm sure there are other vehicles we've reviewed or done features on that would be of interest to you. So please take a look. Thank you very much.